You're watching USL League 2 postseason soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. The playoff journey through the rugged Central Conference has kicked off in Iowa's capital city after Thunder Bay's nail-biting victory. Now it's time for two more clubs to duke it out for a chance to move on to the next round on Sunday as RKC Third Coast battles the Des Moines Menace. And hello, soccer fans. Delighted to have you with us here on this Friday evening from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. That is Justin Forster. I'm Hunter Phillips, and Justin, we're coming off of a double overtime thriller in which Thunder Bay was able to escape with a win, so they move on. Now we get treated to what's going to be really a unique matchup tonight. You have the Des Moines Menace, a storied program club when it comes to postseason soccer, against the newly minted group here in RKC Third Coast that really boasts a lot of talent.
And yes, they do, and one player in particular, Zion and Raja, played for the Menace in 2021 when they won the national championship under Mark McGeever. So now he's back here as a player away from home.
Yeah, there is some familiarity, although it is the first meeting here between these two. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch here tonight under the lights at Valley Stadium. We'll step aside and take our first break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for kickoff here in Des Moines on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Our July savings event is going on now at DeYarman Automotive Knoxville. Save on new Chevy Silverado 1500 Turbo Max and GMC Sierra 1500s. Last call on new Ram 2500 diesel, $18,000 off. And Ram 1500s, 15% off. Also save on new Jeep Cherokee, Compass, and Gladiators. It's the July savings event at DeYarman Automotive Knoxville. Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Family owned, family values. DeYarmanAuto.com.
The sun is starting to set here in West Des Moines. It is playoff soccer here in Iowa's capital city. The Des Moines Menace taking on RKC Third Coast. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster back here with you, and the fans are in full force here to defend Des Moines, the Valley, as it has been called here in West Des Moines. And last week, the Menace were able to pick up a quality home victory against Peoria City, a match in which they had 3 goals and really needed all 3 of them, Justin, because Peoria City really was able to battle back as we look at some of the highlights from last week.
Yeah, Kunga just latching onto this ball, played 3, nifty bit of skill here. He was taken down from behind, earns a penalty, and steps up to take it himself, but we're in for a thrill here as Kunga steps up, tries to place a pass to keeper, didn't hit it well enough, and there was that man, Vicente Valor, for the rebound to get his first goal of the season to put the Menace 1-0 up. And look at this piece of work here. Fernando Garcia shielding the ball in those acrobatics over the goalkeeper into the far corner. that man who scored a special goal in the first game of last season with a bicycle kick, and here he is doing it again for the Menace, just on the other side of half.
Such an electrifying talent Garcia is. He's been playing really well down the stretch, but here comes Peoria City. Jermaine Turner with a very nice ball that is sent into Noah Madrigal, the leading goal scorer for Peoria City. So that was able to trim the lead 2-1. You know that Peoria City, although they did not qualify for the playoffs, was going to show a lot of heart, but then this was the big goal by Leroy Nzagouzi.
And look at Nzagouzi running at pace, taking on the defenders, but watch this Cruyff turn, just cuts back onto his weaker foot, the left foot. He's been working on it into the bottom corner. Look at this piece of magic here from Leroy Nzagouzi, and casually after that with his celebration, look at him go.
The backflip in front of the fans and the celebration after his 5th goal of the season. And so the Menace riding a 2-match win streak into the playoffs. Both teams are making their way out on the pitch. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we will have playoff soccer for you here in Des Moines on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
The atmosphere is absolutely superb for tonight's playoff match in USL League 2 action. RKC Third Coast and the Des Moines Menace. Here is RKC's starting 11 entering their first playoff match as a club with an 8-3-1 record. Chandler Hallwood, the captain, he is there between the pipes. Deng Deng Kerr, very versatile midfielder. He'll stretch around, and then Ethan Horde tied for second in USL League 2 in goals with 12 on the season. Number 9 will certainly be one to keep an eye on here throughout the course of the night. And on the other side for the Des Moines Menace, 10-2. You see Vicente Valor being introduced here as we look at the starting 11. Ryan Troutman is back at goal for the Menace. Corey Cupid also back in the starting 11 as well. Obviously some names that fans have been able to really know throughout the course of the season. Elliot Goldthorpe, the leading goal scorer, but also great to see players like Alberto Suarez in there. And now we get to see Peter Pearson in the starting 11 this week. Peter
Pearson's a great addition alongside Vicente Valor. He was fantastic when he came in the game. He's going to add a lot to this match, but great to see Corey Cupid back. He's going to have a good combination on the left-hand side with Neville Godwin, and Alberto Suarez coming back from his red card 2-game suspension. Great to see him back in. And, of course, Elliot Goldthorpe back in the lineup tonight.
And so we will take a quick break for the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll have action for you here from Des Moines on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
The stage is set for an exciting clash to open up the playoffs for the Des Moines Menace as they take on RKC Third Coast. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster, delighted to have you with us here on this Friday evening from West Des Moines. Had a beautiful week of weather all the way around, but as we get rolling here, 78 degrees the temperature here in West Des Moines. Not much of a wind at all. 4 miles an hour coming in out of the north, and because of the beautiful weather now that we've had in 3 consecutive weeks now here for home matches, Justin, the fans are coming out in droves each week, increasing the amount. Last week almost 4,000 fans were here for that regular season finale against Peoria City, and I think tonight's crowd is going to rival that, maybe even go above that, as we got wind that the demand for tickets were so high that the internet, you couldn't buy them on the website anymore. You had to buy them here at the ticket office at Valley Stadium. So tell you what, the atmosphere here tonight is going to be something special.
Again, we go back to technology just blowing up once again. But I tell you what, the conditions, the environment, the weather, it's cool out there. It's perfect for a great night of soccer here in Des Moines. The crowd, I'm expecting to break 4,500 possibly. They are still streaming in. The parking lots are packed in front of us, behind us, all the way up the streets here. What a great night for some excitement. And I expect an absolutely cracking match tonight.
You saw a glimpse of the Society as well as the Red Army. Always here to cheer on the Menace. And there you take a look at RKC Third Coast. First year in USL League 2, and they make it to the playoffs. But they are going to face a daunting task in probably the most hostile environment they have faced this season.
Yeah, they were looking forward to this. You know, chatting to them last night at training, the players were upbeat about everything, playing in front of a massive crowd here. This is the excitement they wanted. The coach, Sean Hughes, the ownership and that, they've got them playing to a style they wanted to play, and Sean Hughes' goal as they came in was to make the playoffs, and they did. And they were unhappy they lost 2 games to Thunder Bay.
Well, and Thunder Bay was victorious earlier here this afternoon. Went into the evening hours. That's why kickoff was delayed for about an hour. 5-3, Thunder Bay hanging on against AFC Ann Arbor, who came down from a 3-goal deficit, went to overtime. And it was Thunder Bay that was able to put 2 goals together. So the winner of this match will go on to face Thunder Bay on Sunday here in Des Moines at 7 o'clock. Who will join them? We're going to find out here on a gorgeous night for playoff football here in Iowa's capital city. The Des Moines Menace in their black and red home kits. Meanwhile, for RKC Third Coast, yellow and red kits, as well as black for the visitors, as we are off and running here in West Des Moines.
I expect RKC to line up in a back 3, box midfield, and 3 up front with Ethan Hood, who scored 12 goals this season. He's been marked by Ziran Sul. Ziran Sul's going to have to mark him tightly. Both very strong. What you'll see about Ethan is he will peel out, and you've got to make sure if Ziran's going with him, there has to be cover from Corey Cupid and Suarez.
Morgan. Garcia was right up there in the front, but cleared away by RKC Third Coast. Play to the box, Garcia with a nifty flick there that just brushed wide of the goal. And we're going to be calling Fernando Garcia's his name quite often here tonight.
Garcia just managing to get his head there under pressure from Quinn Reckner. It's going to be a battle there with the back three of RKC.
So RKC travels into Des Moines' half. First look at Ethan Horde, but there is Ryan Troutman back at goal for the Menace. Was the USL 2 goalkeeper of the month in June. Good to have number 1 back in the pipes for Dean Johnson's squad, making his 10th start of the season. Troutman sends it forward. It will be a throw-in for RKC Third Coast, who won their regular season finale against Minneapolis City SC at home 3-1. Led by first-year head coach Sean Hughes, who is the current associate head coach at Marquette. Play it to David Cox, the midfielder. Valor trying to break it up. But on the ball, RKC. That was Deng Deng Kerr that was trying to push that one towards the goal. And now Michel Segatis on the counter. That was Goldthorpe. And that awards the Menace their first corner kick of the night.
Elliot Goldthorpe cutting in onto his right foot. Striking, deflected, going out for a corner. He's going to step up. He's going to take this corner.
The captain from Leeds, UK. 7 goals on the season. Looking to place a ball right there in the 6-yard box, potentially their far post, and headed right into the midst of the captain, that is the goalkeeper for RKC Third Coast, and Chandler Hallwood. Tough collision there in the back. The Menace bench thought that there should have been a foul there, but instead Zarin Sewell will connect with Peter Pearson.
And Michel Segatis on the far post, just trying to get his header across the penalty area, but Hallwood was there to pick it up.
A little too far ahead of Elliot Goldthorpe. So this will be a throw-in for Deng Deng Kerr. Well, Kerr will be getting used to playing here in Des Moines, following a solid career at Northwestern. He will spend his final season of collegiate soccer at nearby Drake University. Here is Ethan Horde. And how about Zarin Sewell? That's going to be really a critical battle to watch here tonight. The back line having to face one of the toughest forwards and strikers in USL League 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, and Zarin Sewell did really well. They're just clearing his lines because he shadowed Ethan Horde away from the goal in the wide area, but there was Zion Andrade just making that run through the central area into the penalty box. If he was spotted, it could have been dangerous. So do remember him. I mentioned him from the 2021 National Championship year where he was effective, and he was part of that squad throughout the season.
And how valuable is that for RKC Third Coast? I mean, clearly different teams, different personnel, but you have somebody that knows what it takes to be able to thrive here in the playoffs and also knows what it's like to play here in Des Moines.
Yeah, and you can see already they're getting in the Menace players' faces as well right now. But they're here to enjoy it. This is their first year. Their goal was to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, and now it's one and done. You just got to keep going and grinding. It looks like they're going to enjoy the moment. When I saw them in training last night, they were enjoying it. They seem very, very confident. And it's going to be a great game. Ethan Horde is a local lad from Racine as well. He grew up in the area. Quite an interesting story about him. But then you look around at, you got Benjamin Barkley, you got Kidder, you've got around him Daraja, and they're all in those areas experience as well.
Morgan getting tackled, and now here's Ethan Horde. Sewell matched up on him once more, and then is able to knock it away from Horde. RKC Third Coast out of Racine, Wisconsin, so you'll see a lot of Wisconsinites and collegiate players that are from all different kinds of D1 and Division II schools in Wisconsin that are playing together here this summer. But so far, both teams trading a few jabs early. Ball to the center. Sewell has been active here early. Gamiero trying to win the possession for the Menace. Sagaitis, long ball ahead. Here is Fernando Garcia. Garcia!
Oh! Great save there by Hallwood. Garcia found in space onto his favorite right foot, striking the ball across Hallwood. Chandler Hallwood diving to his right, managing to parry that ball away.
Garcia with 3 goals in his last 2 matches. Certainly has a knack of being able to put himself in positions in the attacking third. Here is Gamiero. We'll work it back to Alberto Suarez. Back with the Menace here for the first round of the playoffs. Valor. Good ball movement here by the Menace. Gamiero. Goldthorpe. Just a light header that bounces right into the mitts of Chandler Hallwood, who has been pressured here early by the Menace, but here comes RKC Third Coast to the center line, but will now reset over to the far flank.
Gamaris with a great outswinging cross there. Goldthorpe peeling off the defenders again into the far post. It was a difficult one to head across. Just managed to get up to it. It was going in behind him. It's a difficult one, and Chandler with the easy save.
Ethan Horde trying to split it through the defense. Oh, Valor.
Valor with some skill, but then giving the ball away.
McCamey. Andrade. Methodically approaching here towards the left side. Calderon. Not liking that. The end swinger. Here's a good look outside the box, and Morgan there to be able to deflect it. Stays alive for RKC Third Coast.
Suarez just keeping his hands behind his back, chesting that down when McCamey just going past Gamarej, and it's not often players get past Gamarej like that.
So Hallwood will send it forward. Hallwood standing at 6'4" tall from Halifax, England. We mentioned the connection for RKC Third Coast with Marquette. He was a keeper for the Golden Eagles from 2020 to 22 before that at Gannon University. So 2 well-rounded keepers. Clearly an ingredient for success during the regular season and being able to make it here to the playoffs. 122 teams started the season vying for the playoffs. This is the start of the round of 32 in USL League 2 action.
Floriani intercepting the pass there from Goldthorpe, driving forward into the space that was provided for him. As the rest of his teammates and Joshua Kidder stretching the line, with Ethan Hoard as well stretching the line, but nobody really checked back into the space just to receive the ball at feet.
RKC Third Coast playing in the Deep North Division, which of course features Thunder Bay. Goldthorpe. Garcia!
Oh! Are you kidding me?
Fernando Garcia puts the Menace on the board after a beautiful ball was sent to him by Elliot Goldthorpe. Those two are so dynamic in space.
The pairing, the combination is playing off. Now that the guys are here for the stay in the playoffs. But what a ball, the delivery from Elliot Goldthorpe with his left foot, beating that last defender. In between the defender and the goalkeeper, Hallwood, as you see this, defender coming across there. And what a goal there from Garcia. Well timed, heading that ball past the goalkeeper, Hallwood. A difficult one, made it look easy, but I can tell you something. Technically a very difficult goal to finish.
Being able to dive ahead to make contact and get it past Hallwood for the opening goal of the match for the Menace. For Garcia, his 5th goal on the season. He was a member of the Menace's U.S. Open Cup team earlier here this year, and it's now a goal in 3 straight matches for the 6'2" forward out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
You know, there's history between Dean, Coach Dean, and Garcia, as you see him pressing here. Dean's coached him in college before. He's had this relationship with him. I'm glad Garcia has stuck around this year. He came back in and he's stuck around with the team. Last year he was here for 1 game and he was gone.
Went to FC Tucson.
FC Tucson and finished out the season there. But it's glad to have him back here for the playoffs here at home in Des Moines. A fantastic goal there, well worked, great technique in both the delivery, but also Neville Morgan finding Goldthorpe out wide, and it's great to have Goldthorpe back in, skipping the team here and 12 minutes in. But you got to stay focused, you got to stay concentrated. I always go back to this now.
Yeah, we saw it come to fruition where Thunder Bay was able to build a 3-0 lead at around the 55-minute mark. And so just when they thought that, you know, their lead was comfortable enough, that's when things started to slip through the cracks, and that allowed Ann Arbor to eventually tie it at the 90th minute. So keep playing hard. Here is Vicente Valor. Excellent footwork, scored a goal last year, feeds it to Gamiero. Gamiero back to the middle. Be a corner here for the Menace.
Gamero hitting that byline. What a great ball played in there by Vicente Valor for Gamero. And as that ball was crossed in, I believe it was Floriani that just got his foot to it, going out for a corner. It was a good block because Goldthorpe and Garcia were both in the penalty area, hungry as ever looking for that goal.
Goldthorpe just tallied his 5th assist of the year earlier, and now for the 2nd time here early has another corner kick opportunity. Far post, initially cleared by RKC Third Coast. Morgan with some acrobatics there. Will be a free kick here upcoming for RKC Third Coast. Here's Ethan Hoard with a trio of Menace swarming one of the top goal scorers in all of USL League 2. Colin McAmey.
Some great footwork there from McAmey. Good tackle recovery there from Pearson.
Goldthorpe putting his foot on the gas. Now here's Garcia once more. Up to get it is Hallwood.
Good piece of skill there from Goldthorpe. He did have Casadus inside him. It was acres of space going to goal in the central area. Obviously, the ball was well weighted, looking for Fernando Garcia to spin out, but the goalkeeper, Hallwood, was in a good position.
Sewell backs it out. Vicente Valor denying the inward path there for RKC. Gamiero now switched on to Horde, and he does win RKC its first corner kick here on the night.
Suarez just sticking his foot out there and the ball going out for a corner of the deflection. But you can see the combinations out here on our near side, left-hand side, with Marcus Calderon and Ethan Hordes. You can see the link-ups and the relationships between players.
Strong from the corner, outer half of the 6-yard box, and Horde will collect it now. It goes off of Pearson. Menace with a lot of numbers there in their back line, looking to break it off of RKC here, and they're able to do it.
It's great to see Corey Cupid back. Everybody thought he'd be out for the rest of the season and playoffs as well, but he made a remarkable recovery to step in now at left center back, where he also plays as a left wing back. As you see, there's the left wing back, Neville Morgan, but Neville Morgan and Corey Cupid have a great relationship out on that side. So when it's time to press the player out wide, there's that automatic shift within the back line and passing on players.
Slow to get up is Goldthorpe, but you mentioned Corey Cupid, 3 goals and an assist in 10 matches this season. Also a member of that U.S. Open Cup team that was able to win 1 match there against Beeman United FC on the road, and then, of course, hosted Chattanooga FC here at Valley Stadium. Back to Troutman. Started his collegiate career at Bowling Green, then moved to Kentucky, and spent his final year at the University of Louisville.
Great turn there from Goldthorpe, but good cover coming in there from Calderon.
Was able to read his defender as Kerr will go back to Hallwood. Pressure being put on by the Menace.
Floriani is at center back. Kerr on the balls is left center back, and to the right hand side is Quinn Reckner. The Menace have started off very impressively tonight. Ziron Sol has had some great touches on the ball, some great tackles on Ethan Horde. I see Ethan Horde has rotated with Benjamin Barkley and come out to the near side on the left, as Benjamin Barkley has gone more as a point striker, as you would say, but I'm sure we'll see this rotation more often. And then Bjorn Raj is on the right-hand side, wearing jersey number 10. He also has a wealth of experience. I do like Peter Pearson for the Menace in the midfield with Facenti. He's skillful, but he can block tackles, he covers space. And Cicadas, who can make things happen attacking-wise. And then obviously in the width, Gamero and on our near right-hand side, and Nev Morgan on the far left-hand side. And of course, you've got Goldthorpe and Garcia up front. And, you know, we know Goldthorpe loves to come to the space on the half turn and create that space for Garcia as well. As you can see this with Gameros.
Gamiero. Sent out of play, and that was once again Fernando Garcia. there on the receiving end, but RKC is able to not only defend it, but also avoid the corner kick. So will be a throw in here for Adrian Gamiero.
Gamiero didn't quite beat the first defender there. Training the other day, I was actually watching him after training. He got the goal, he put it like in the 6-yard box facing the wide area, and he was practicing his crossing. You know, so he's putting in the extra work. And what a great tackle there from Peter Pearson, just shielding the ball, but then it's blocked by McCamey, and big man Kerr coming in to deal with Elliot Goldthorpe. Just look at the commitment out there from both teams.
Yep, how will RKC be able to match the physicality that the Menace will bring forward tonight? That will certainly be something to keep an eye on here. RKC Third Coast started off the season 4-0, picking up wins against Minneapolis City SC, Bavarian United FC. The only other team from USL League 2 that is from Wisconsin is Bavarian United out of Milwaukee. Then they defeated St. Croix Legends and then Rochester FC. So they started off their inaugural season on a high note, and it's all culminated to a playoff appearance as a foul will go against RKC.
So the challenge going in there, it's not really the area we want to give away fouls, because the Menace have been working on these set-piece situations. But Velour opts to take a quick free kick, which is against the norm normally, but they normally try and get that ball in the penalty area. I do like the change so it doesn't become predictable. A little bit too much for Gamiero, but he does really well to win the corner.
Yeah, that was Pearson that linked up with Gamiero. This will be the third corner kick here tonight for the Menace. And it is Goldthorpe. Quickly gives it up to Gamiero. Goldthorpe with plenty of space. Headed out by Kerr. So a different approach there on that corner from the Menace.
I'm surprised they didn't get the extra defender out there to go 2v2 earlier on. That was so simple. Goldthorpe, Gamiero playing the combination with the overlap to get the ball in, and I think RKC weren't expecting that. Look at the little combinations here, just not quite making use of it as the press comes in and slows Barkley, slows down the counter-attack with Calderon trying to break.
So RKC trying to push it into the Menace's half, but Sewell, who played really well last week, there in the center back position against Peoria City, building off of that. And then good range shown there by Suarez.
Suarez covering very well there, very composed. See how he plays that ball off to Nev Morgan in the wide area, and then drops deeper to give himself and create more space to receive that ball again. But what great cover that he gave there and provided.
Colin McCamey near side. Ethan Horde. Gamiero trying to keep Horde right in front of him. Now switched on to Suarez. Horde. Well, just straddling the goal line there.
Horde did really well there. Great bit of skill there, just managing to keep the ball and evade Gamiero and Peter Pearson as they came across.
So last off of the Menace. Another corner here for Zion Andrade.
Peter Pearson just clearing the ball to the top of the area. Didn't quite make it out. It was smashed back in by Calderon.
Horde with a little pump fake. Still is able to get the shot off.
It looked like a deflection for a corner, but that's what Ethan Horde is going to offer. He'll fake a shot, cut it inside, cut outside. Strikey, the goals I saw him score in the last game, just so composed. The header on the far post, he just peels off defenders. But then you look on the other end with the Menace, Ziran Sul, he's been strong so far, but what you got to watch is Horde is not just going to stay as a post striker. He's going to drop into the midfield like you see off the ball here. There's always going to be that rotation. You got Benjamin Barkley and Joshua Kidder as well. As you see this ball played forward here for Garcia.
Garcia. Goldthorpe. Oh, he really wanted that one, but just too much pace on the ball. But again, those two just really seem to be able to feed well off of one another, especially when they're on the ball and they're making it into the penalty area right around that part of the pitch.
Yeah, and you see how Goldthorpe just delayed his run at the top of the area. Very difficult one to strike because he was trying to open up onto his right foot. You could see what he was doing, trying to bend the ball and be rather technical with it. He could have let that come onto his left foot. And he could have struck it with his left foot, as you see the foul given there on Corey Cupid on the Andrade.
RKC Third Coast. Trying to find options here. They methodically work it into Des Moines' half. Have yet to put up a shot, but had a few corners to work with. Sewell approached in at the last moment to be able to give Fernando Garcia the possession here, and here is Cicadas. Neville Morgan. Morgan circles back and now swarmed by the lone defender there for RKC.
Did the right thing coming out to Peter Pearson to switch play into Suarez, and he's got Gamero to his right. Cicadas just in between the lines receiving the ball.
Gamiero gets it taken away there. And so it will be a goal kick here for RKC.
Gamiero did really well to win that ball back. Unfortunately going out for a goal kick. As you can see how the Menace is set up on the press with Goldthorpe to the left and Garcia to the right. This could be long to the halfway line, looking for Hordes. What a great range from Hallwood in goal.
Hallwood will handle it. Tries to go to Colin McCamey. Marcos Calderon. Ethan Horde has had quality touches here early on. And that will go against the Menace.
Ethan Horde goes down, brought down there by, I believe it was Pearson. Correction with the shape at the back there for RKC. It's Quinn Reckner as the central defender. And to the right of him is Floriani, and then to the left is Deng Deng Kurt.
Troutman.
Troutman did well there, just punching that ball away, clearing his lines out wide for Cicadas now to pick up.
Cicadas on the counter. Goes to Garcia, already with one goal. Valor.
Oh, what a save by Hallwood.
Boy, and right off of the foot of Valor, It ricocheted off, I believe, a defender of RKC, and still Hallwood was able to somehow get one hand on it. Otherwise, that could have easily been a second goal for the Menace.
Great technique in the save there as Valor just opened up the hips to bend that ball into the top corner with his left foot.
Goldthorpe to take the corner in swinger.
Hallwood was brave there coming out in the challenge there with Garcia was one of them, and I believe Corey Cupid was up there as well. We all know that Corey Cupid loves to score from corners. Came off the bench and scored 2 in the one game.
Garcia was trying to plead his case there, but just a tough challenge, and give credit to Hallwood. So, of course, it's part of the bracket for the Central Conference. Chicago City taking care of business earlier today in Fort Wayne as they defeated Cleveland Force SC 5-1. And currently Fort Wayne and Flint knotted at 2 as that is in overtime.
Great composure there in the midfield from Peter Pearson.
Ford was a little late to get to it. I believe we have a final. Flint City Bucks coming up with a late goal. That's why you gotta love playoff soccer, is because of what can happen throughout the course of 90 or even 100+ minutes. Flint is ahead 3-2, but still some time to work with. Here is Horde. Oh, and a yellow card is going to be given out
to Suarez.
So Alberto Suarez back in the fold for the Menace. Will get the yellow card here, and this is why. Just wrapped around Ethan Horde.
Ethan Horde got up. He wanted the advantage there. It wasn't given. But I think they would prefer a free kick from just outside the penalty area. Difficult one here for Calderon, who's one of the players around the ball.
Marcos Calderon. From Zumaya, Spain. Played his collegiate soccer at the University of Wisconsin Parkside. Just wrapped up. His junior year has one more year left. Looking to make a little noise here in the USL League 2 playoffs. But will be a rather tough angle outside.
Also, Dion Raj around the ball as well with his left foot, so you got 2 players either way.
Andrade takes it. Or Calderon takes it. Glance off the bar. And now the Menace will look to clear it, but that was an awfully good-looking strike there from Marcos Calderon. Menace racing into the half of RKC.
It was Nev Morgan on the far side with a bit of skill. Goldthorpe slowed down to get the ball at feet. Miscommunication between the two, but what a free kick there from Calderon. Troutman was beaten, and the post was there to save the Menace, and it was initially, and then after that, cleared away by Pearson. Tell you what, Troutman could be thanking that post by the end of the game if it stays like this. I doubt it, though, because both teams have got some goals in them. So far, it's been an exciting first half, just like the other game.
Really has been back and forth right from the very beginning when the whistle blew. But yeah, that crossbar was certainly Ryan Troutman's friend there. on that free kick. Valor playing here to the near side now. Fernando Garcia. Unable to win a corner, but does pin the possession here deep at the back half for the Menace. And there is Gamiero, Adrian Gamiero for Des Moines.
You could see what Garcia was trying to do on that one. He was just trying to win a corner, went out for a throw, but the movement of Garcia and Goldthorpe, how they peel off Fernando Garcia into the wide area on our near side, and Goldthorpe just automatically peels off to the far side, creating more space, working off the shoulders. But the combination in the midfield with Vicente Valor and Cicadas has been absolutely phenomenal, and Peter Pearson. So that communication piece and the relationship between those players is working.
Well, you saw the lead up there moments ago, but that is just how quickly Ethan Horde and RKC can just flip direction of the field. You see Ryan Troutman communicating with his teammates as this will be the third corner kick here in the first half for RKC.
Well done, Zul, for getting a toe to that and staying with Horde's pace as well, just towing it up for a corner.
Still sandwiched there inside the 6-yard box.
That was Kerr trying to backheel it in. It hit Kerr and Horde as the ball hit the ground. There was a huge gasp, hoping the ball wasn't going in the back of the net from the fans, but as you see here, Kerr, but it was good defending there as well from Suarez and Sewell, but it did go out for a goal kick.
Well, that was a little too close for comfort there in front of Troutman, but the ball just escaped and went to the goal line. Menace getting a goal in the 11th minute from Fernando Garcia. That was assisted by Elliot Goldthorpe. Gamiero had a good run, but just escaped between his feet.
McCamey did well just to get a toe to that because Gamiero was gone. He's been electrifying so far. He's threatened down this near side on the right-hand side in the wide areas and getting the crosses through.
Sewell leaks it forward to Morgan. Goalkeeper is away. Morgan keeps it in play. Oh, and what a nice sliding stop made along that back row.
Floriani, great recovery, sliding in. Goldthorpe was there, ready, had the whole goal in front of him. Great ball played in by Sewell, Sewell looking for Nev. Morgan, as he came in, his touch was a little bit too big, but he did well, committed to keep that ball in play. But I tell you what, the commitment in that recovery from Florini was unbelievable. Floriani
is from Gurnee, Illinois, and plays with a very good college program for the Billikens at St. Louis. Was on the A10 All-Rookie team back in 2022 and was the 2020 Illinois High School Gatorade Player of the Year. But boy, that was a goal-saving play, more than likely there from one of the younger members of the team for RKC, Third Coast, and Maxwell Floriani.
Great determination there, but then you see him winning this header here against Fernando Garcia. It's amazing what something like that can do to boost your confidence.
Ford had no other options here as Abel Morgan connects to the center with Vicente Valor.
Yeah, the options ahead of them, there were too many yellow jerseys, but what a ball there for Gamiero.
Gamiero off the hands of Hallwood.
Gamiero doing well there, creating space for himself. But what a ball by Valor with the outside of his right foot. Great technique for Gamiero. Gamiero just getting that ball onto his left foot, and what a save there by Hallwood, diving to his right-hand side.
Boy, we've seen spectacular stuff from the keepers that have taken the pitch here at Valley Stadium. But again, that was just another well set up play by Vincente Valor, who's really come into his own there in that midfield role. Just really has a good eye for the game, very good vision there out on the pitch, and knew how much touch to put on that one to find Adrian Gamiero. And now Deng Deng Kerr and RKC Third Coast trying to equalize things here as we're reaching the tail end of our first half here, as the lights are illuminating here at Valley Stadium.
They did well on the far side there just to keep the ball in, but you can see the rotation in the wide areas, especially on that far side there. Floriani playing the ball in. You can see that Joshua Kidder is rotating in those areas with David Cox as well.
Trying to escape two defenders and nearly doing so, Fernando Garcia. Pressuring is Cicadas. Here's Horde. Couldn't quite collect it, but even if he could, calling for offside.
See, that's the ball that would worry me, is Horde just pulls away from Ziran Saul just off the blind side. That means Corey Cupid has to tuck in a little more. But if the timing's right, like for example there, he was caught offside because Corey Cupid held the line. Just little things to watch out for, because if that happens, then Morgan's got to come in on the line as a left back. Corey Cupid comes across as the other center back, and that means Zul can shift across. But when that doesn't happen, Ethan Horde is just going to peel off Zul's shoulder, and he's going to look for that ball in behind him so he can run onto.
Vincente Valor, they kept it in bounds here near touchline. Pearson spreads it out here to Neville Morgan.
Morgan should have kept that. He rather optimistic with that delivery, just going behind the crossbar. He could have kept it. Recycle play at Peter Pearson in support. But just off the ball in the wide areas there, especially when there's the three at the back here, with you still got Barkley and Ethan Horde. Is it when it's on the far side, maybe Suarez just tucks in and inverts as an extra holding midfielder there just to support Vicente Valor, as Peter Pearson is pressed up higher to support, so that you have two in those areas, and also to stop the passing lane, so you block any ball that's played in, and then you're in an area to press the nearest player in those areas of the field.
A little far ahead of Neville Morgan. RKC Third Coast, they have really started to settle in here. So we're approaching close to halftime, and we'll see how much extra time will be added to the end of the opening half. Deng Deng Kerr works it to the right, and it goes out on RKC. A throw in here for the Menace.
There was enough black and red jerseys behind the ball and in time as well, with the delivery from our near side to the far side. Not a bad ball from Deng Deng Kerr, but the thing is, with that ball in flight, gives enough time for the Menace players to shift across. And as the ball's received on the far side, there's already pressure on it. It's a difficult one to deal with.
Adrian Gamiero will give the Menace yet another corner. Boy, how he is just so shifty there. And it's so hard for someone like Colin McCamey to really try to dictate where he's going to go.
Gamiero, difficult player to deal with, but McCamey managing to get a foot to that, deflecting out, but Gamiero is always good for great delivery.
Goldthorpe will take the corner. In the center of the box, here's Morgan. Oh, just misplayed that ball.
You can see he wanted to take the absolute skin off that ball. Corey Cupid recovering to his position from one end of the field to the other. I tell you what, I've been impressed with the work rate tonight for Des Moines Menace. It's been very impressive. You know, Adam Kay's back at training. Yeah, he's coming to training, and we can talk about that in a bit, but he's added a little bit of confidence and fun personality to the squad.
Certainly has, and it's really shown itself on the pitch, as that will close out our first half here from Valley Stadium. The hometown team, the Des Moines Menace, up 1-0 against RKC Third Coast. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll recap all the action that we just saw there in the first half on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Black Keys Dropout Boogie Tour. August 14th, 8 p.m., Iowa State Fair Grandstand in Des Moines.
They want to get my gold on the ceiling.
With special guest, the Velveteers, the Black Keys, live and loud. Reserve tickets on sale now through iowastatefair.org and at the Iowa State Fair ticket office. Convenience fees apply to all tickets.
A family's powerful story of loss.
My heart just sank. I just knew.
Definitely the worst day of my life, too.
Lexi was bringing a dog park to Creston before she was killed.
And how one girl's passion helped others move forward.
The family picked things up where Lexi left off.
This is something Lexi really wanted to do. To be frank, she's getting it done now.
Her story and her love for animals fueled this. It'll help her legacy live on forever.
Local 5 News. Your stories, our community. We are Iowa.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a new 2023 F-150 STX Super Cab 4x4 for $399 a month. That's right, $399 a month. With 10% down first payment and all fees due at signing. Save on new 2023 Ford Escape, Edge, and Expedition. Receive 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford, Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
We have reached halftime here in Des Moines. It is the Menace with the lead after 45 minutes of action against RKC Third Coast. 1-0 back here in the broadcast booth. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster here with you. And Justin, it was just an action-packed first half, a lot of back and forth play, but it was the Menace that was able to get the first goal rather early there in the 11th minute. Really nice ball into Fernando Garcia, and really the Menace have been playing with a level of confidence here in front of a large crowd tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They are performing tonight in front of this large crowd. There's nobody at fault on the team. I've been impressed all around. Ziron Saul's been fantastic leading from the back with Troutman. Obviously the combination with Goldthorpe and Garcia up front is absolutely brilliant. And then in the midfield with Cicadas, Pearson and Volor has been spectacular. The work rate, the combinations they've been playing with each other have been absolutely incredible.
It's been a total team effort, and also really limiting what Ethan Horde, one of the top goal scorers in USL League 2, has been able to do here thus far. So 1-0 is our score here at the break. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have first half highlights for you here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
When I think about the Mini Pitch Initiative, I think about creating equal access to allow youth to have confidence in themselves, to develop teamwork. You know, for me, sports were always a huge part of my life, and I want other people to have that same experience that I did. When you revitalize space in the community, you're able to allow people to come together. We've worked really hard with the U.S. Soccer Foundation over the past couple years and bringing pitches all over the country. We're really proud of being able to create spaces for kids to play and grow. At the end of the day, soccer is just a conduit. It's allowing kids to develop and give them the tools that they need for life. That's what soccer means to me.
Back here at halftime at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, the Des Moines Menace trying to defend Des Moines here to start their path in the USL League 2 playoffs, up 1-0 against the newcomers to the USL 2, RKC, Third Coast out of Racine, Wisconsin. Despite it being a 1-0 game up to this point, there was just a lot of action there in that first half. And of course, it was the Des Moines Menace that really didn't waste any time, Justin, to get going here in the 11th minute. Fernando Garcia was able to really place a very nice header off ball from Elliot Gorthorpe into the back of the net, getting past Hallwood, who also made a bevy of great saves there. But it just, we're going to get the highlights here for you in a moment, but it was just fun to see both teams really challenge each other in different aspects. And, of course, it was the Menace that were able to capitalize there on that one counter that ultimately led to that goal.
Yeah, it was great technique, and the battle's been won in the midfield by the Menace, and it's been both ways in the midfield, but the Menace are finding gaps between the lines. But going back to that goal, Elliot Goldthorpe leading the team here, the Yorkshire Terrier, as I like to call him, with a gracious cross across the penalty area, and Fernando Garcia timing his run, just manages to get there at the right time. It was difficult for the defender to defend, and the goalkeeper didn't know whether to come or not, who's going to get the ball, but there he was, Fernando Garcia, to finish it, and you'll get to see that soon as we move on. But RKC were absolutely also end-to-end. But look at this here. It says the ball's played in here, and lovely ball in there from Goldthorpe, and look at that man, Garcia. He's led in here by Morgan in the wide area. What a cross in there from Goldthorpe. And there was Fernando Garcia. Right time, right place. Just putting the ball in the back of the net. Here's Garcia again, looking for it. Great ball in, coming back out. Valor opening the hips up. He was turning away, thinking he had scored the second goal, but he hadn't. Now there's a free kick here for RKC. Calderon and Deandraz and Calderon. Luckily, the post was there for Troutman. Didn't quite clear the lines in the end, but I tell you what, he'll be thanking his lucky stars. If it stays like this, he'll be giving that a little bit of a touch. And here was that cross going in from the corner, and it was Kerr just putting that ball wide. They thought they had another corner, but didn't. Giron Sewell with a great ball in here. Morgan timing his right, run right, but a little bit of a big touch there, looking for Goldthorpe, and there was Floriani coming in to win that tackle. Great defending there.
Yeah, we just saw great action on both sides, and that's just one half. We have another half to be able to decide who is going to meet Thunder Bay on Sunday in the next round of the USL 2 playoffs. The youngsters are out enjoying a fun night of playoff football here in West Des Moines. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. Once again, the Menace up 1-0 here at half on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
At halftime here in Des Moines, the Menace leading RKC Third Coast 1-0. And here is another look at the playoff bracket. Thunder Bay, it took 5 goals for them in overtime to outlast AFC Ann Arbor. So Thunder Bay probably going to be a tired group come Sunday evening, but coming off a win like that, they'll have some energy going into Sunday. Do have the finals for the other matches that are a part of the Central Conference. Chicago City easily taking over Cleveland Force, winning 5-1, and then in the end, Flint City, the Bucks, 2-1 in overtime over a very tough Fort Wayne squad. So that sets up things really nicely over there in Fort Wayne. That's going to be a really fun match to watch between Flint City and Chicago City. And, of course, the match that we have here on Sunday, no matter who comes out victorious in this one, is going to be a lot of fun to watch. But this, I tell you, this Central Conference, it goes toe-to-toe with really anyone across the country in USL too.
Yeah, and as you saw in the last game, 3-0 down, Ann Arbor, come back to 3-3, go to extra time. Could have won the game in the 93rd minute and then lose to Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay came back. I'm sure they'll learn from their mistakes and the changes they made too early so swiftly, but they threw and they're waiting to see who wins this game. And obviously for the fans here at home, they're hoping that it's going to be the Menace and they're going to be back here on Sunday. But the only team that's in the way right now is RKC, who are not going to give up. They are going to go in their faces, but the Menace have to keep playing the way they're playing. They've been fantastic. Keep that up. They can win this game.
And so building off of that, we've got about a minute or so until we'll get back underway for the second half. We've already seen RKC take the pitch here. What do you think the strategy will be for them here going into the second half, and then following that up on the flip side for the Des Moines Menace, who I'm sure will try to build off of a very solid first half going into the next 45 minutes of action?
I think if Sean Hughes has seen some of the movements in the back line, Azul's been great, but what he might do is ask for more of a rotation with the front three within, you know, Zion, Andrade, and Barkley and Hordes, and you've got Kidder on the far right. But if the movement's right, and try and draw Zion Sul in to the space, just pull him into the space, because his recovery hasn't been quick lately, but he has been somewhat decent tonight with his recoveries. I've been impressed, but that's the ball they're going to look for. If they can get that ball in behind, that should be the strategy. They might need to change things up to do it. Keep possession, draw one of the forwards in, play the ball in behind. But Suarez is on form with his recovery. Corey Cupid looks great. Coming back from his groin injury, everyone thought he was out, and the relationship between him and Nev Morgan, so they've got the cover. So it's going to take a lot, but in 45 minutes, there has to be 45 minutes plus the extra time, added time of concentration throughout the match.
8th consecutive trip here to the USL 2 playoffs for the Des Moines Menace, taking on one of the new clubs on the block in RKC Third Coast. First year, and they make it to the playoffs. So after both teams were able to get together in the locker room to discuss their strategy going into the second half, now we're about to get underway. Again, can't overstate it enough. The crowd has been absolutely fantastic here on this Friday night here in the tail end of July.
Shape looks the same for RKC, and so does the Menace. I don't see any changes in the lineup, so same squads on the field.
And so off we go for the second half. Once again, RKC Third Coast and their road yellow, black, and red kits. The Menace and their home black, red, and white kits here this evening. Pressure put on by Goldthorpe. Booted away by Hallwood.
Both ways in transition. The first ball played by RKC, testing the back line of Suarez with Horde pinned up, but there was Sewell again behind him, covering, clearing the ball, and then likewise in the opposite direction, the long ball played forward, testing Reckner, came across with Goldthorpe in behind him, with Garcia. It was actually Garcia pressing, managing to get the ball back to Hallwood. But again, these are the starts both teams are looking for, and both sets of teams are focused all around, because there wasn't a lapse in concentration from the kickoff, and that's when it normally happens.
Quinn Reckner from the back shifts it here to the near flank to Zion Andrade. Andrade puts one up to the opposite end. Gamiero read it very nicely and takes it away. Still good hustle shown by Fernando Garcia.
Gamiero just working off the touch of McCamey on the far side. Gamiero and Nev Morgan shifting into a back five as their wing backs.
Oh, and good opportunity there for Garcia.
I tell you what, that recovery there from Fiorini, just heading the ball back to his goalkeeper Hallwood. Floriani, apologies on pronunciation, as he drives the ball forward. Good defending there from Corey Cupid. He saw the ball going into to Zion, and he just backed off as Zion Lirange went in to head that ball. It came into Corey Cooper. That's really good timing of the ball in.
That was David Cox that was able to draw that foul. Was just looking at the latest power rankings to close out the regular season in USL 2, and 5 teams from the Central Conference. Here is Horde. Tries to chest it there to the box, but does award a corner. So again, there is just competitive soccer right out of the chute here in these playoffs.
Andrade with a beautiful ball to the far side, looking for Ethan Horde. He scored a number of goals with his head. Obviously, he stands 6'4" with that massive frame.
That is one thing that RKC has, is height, especially there in the front. And this is a position where they could potentially take advantage of it. 4th corner kick of the night for RKC, and they opt to play it short. Horde was nearly there, and it almost escaped there to the near post and in, but it goes by, and it will be a goal kick here for the Menace. But Ethan Horde knows how to put himself in the prime position there on those set pieces and just missed the ball.
Pearson did well coming out to recognize the ball was going to be played short to the top of the penalty area. He came out to close down, but the ball was played in. Surprised that's not a free kick, but the ball was played into the far post, and even Troutman was beaten as Ethan Horde was coming in. Look at Swirl just getting across there to clear the ball as he is taken out, but the player from RKC is down injured.
And we'll try to identify who that is. You know, in our first match, it was starting at 4 and very humid, so cramping was a bit of an issue, but fortunately tonight, haven't seen really much of that as both sides have been able to stay healthy. And that was Marcos Calderon that was down, but he gets up.
Tough challenge there with Ziran Sul. Calderon trying to win the ball, bringing down Ziran Sul. Sul gets right up. Again, that frame of Ziran Sul.
Knocked out by Suarez at the last moment, but came up limping just a bit.
Suarez read that well. He saw the disguise pass from Ethan Horde out wide to McCamey, but great recovery there from Suarez to win that ball.
Yeah, that was pretty critical as, you saw that really strong run there along the far end. Hallwood goes to Quinn Reckner. Being patient here and deliberate as RKC Third Coast.
Kerr giving the ball away there.
That was Pearson that read it very nicely. Cicadas, Pearson finds Goldthorpe. Shot up and just off wide.
Initiated by Peter Pearson, reading the play, stepping in to win that ball with the ball given away by Kerr into the midfield. It was critical. He was out of position. Goldthorpe finding the space that was given by Kerr, as you can see here, pulling Reckner out of position, driven across the area, hoping for Garcia to get on the end of it.
You see Alberto Suarez is being helped off. He was coming up limping after he made that one defensive play earlier, so he will walk off and will be tended to there along the sideline.
You know, you got players like Nev Morgan. If they need to make the change, Nev Morgan can come into the right-hand side of Sewell and take care of that. You've got Yamazaki as well that can come into the wide area in place of, as we see,
Diego Rocha will come in for the Menace.
So you see what's happened. Rocha's come in. He's taken coming to left center back.
Troutman places it far side. Diego Rocha back with the Menace as part of their U.S. Open Cup team earlier in the year. And a yellow card will be given out here.
Corey Cupid has moved to the right center back, to the right-hand side of Sewell, and Diego Rocha has now moved to the left-hand side of Ziron Sewell.
Second yellow card given to the Menace here tonight. I believe that was against Corey Cupid. The other going against Alberto Suarez. So again, two players are manned around the ball for this free kick. It is Ben Barkley along with Zion Andrade. Barkley will take it. Cleared out by Cupid. Valor heads it out a little bit further as that allows the Menace defense to be able to regroup.
Alberto Suarez was on a yellow card as well, but he's just been taken out. Hopefully he's okay.
Barkley. Sharp send in, and the header goes just over the goal. But Barkley showing some nice touch and the limited touches that he is able to place with the ball. Trying to set that one up for Quinn Reckner.
Quinn Reckner just peeling off the defender's shoulder, just managing to get his head to it. It was a well-whipped ball by Barkley. Very, very dangerous. In-swinger. Always a difficult one to deal with for goalkeepers as well, because in those situations into the far post, that's a dangerous ball to give away.
Picked off by RKC, cutting back in. Oh, and what a tremendous play made by Valor.
Valor with the recovery that was criminal, that ball across the central area there. There was nobody around. I get the idea, but it was so square. There was no angle on the pass. But Valor coming across to cover.
Andrade working to the center. And now looking to counter are the Menace. Michel Cicadas across the midline. Fernando Garcia. Wreaking havoc. Oh!
Offside. Hang on. The ball was headed back to the keeper. It was played back. Hang on. Quick one taken there by Horwood, but I've got to see this again. Initially, what it was there a foul, infringement? Interesting call there.
Yeah, here we'll get the look at it, and you be the judge back
what
home.
A ball played through, okay. For a shove, there's nothing to that. Depending on, I think it was the shove, and I think that's what it was called for, was the shove in the back of the defender, Reckner, as he was coming across to shield the ball.
Valor trying to split it through the back line of RKC, but if you're RKC Third Coast, breathing a little bit easier there.
Peter Pearson just sitting in the midfield. Sorry, Hunter, just out of the picture there. He's done really well there. See him win that ball. He's been critical.
Goldthorpe!
Oh! The Yorkshire Terrier bites again.
Oh, captain, my captain. Elliot Goldthorpe makes it a 2-0 lead for the Menace.
But look at the pass that was played in with the outside of the foot. The initial work and well read by Peter Pearson, doing all the hard work. His timing was absolutely brilliant. There you go, Peter Pearson stepping in. And this ball that was played through with the outside of the foot by Diego Rocha. Was absolutely phenomenal.
Juan Michel Cicadas also placed that ball in just the perfect pocket for
It was
Goldthorpe.
Cicadas for the assist. My correction on that. They're all wearing white boots out there. But what a pass there by Cicadas. Hunter was absolutely
Well,
brilliant.
what a difference he has made in the midfield, injected into the starting 11 last week. And for Goldthorpe, he has an assist tonight. And then that being his 8th goal of the season and leading the Menace in that category. And so after we're disappointed by not being able to connect with Garcia, able to bounce back and take a 2-0 lead here. So we're at the 60th minute mark.
Absolutely fantastic combinations, both Goldthorpe and Garcia getting on the score sheet, the assists. Cicada has been absolutely fantastic. Look at that ball with the outside of the foot from Valor.
Cutting back in, Morgan. Oh, and it deflected off at the last moment.
I thought that was a deflection, don't you think so?
That clearly went off of RKC third coast. At least it appeared. We'll get another look at it. It looked like it went off of Floriani.
But look at that, pressing again, winning the ball back. There's this hunger now in this Des Moines Menace team here that great to see again.
Neville Morgan, cross. Off the rebound, Valor. RKC with their backs against the wall, desperately trying to get it out of their half. But boy, the intensity is really ramped up for the Menace. Zarin Sewell will go out to Cupid. Far in and now here is Pearson. An instrumental here for the Menace on both ends. Gamiero goes back to Pearson.
Keeping the ball with confidence. Just mustn't get overconfident. Don't get too cocky. And I think this needs to go through the team. Is keep the ball great, but don't go overzealous and dribbling into areas you shouldn't be. Keep the shape, especially through the back and holding midfield. I've been impressed with Peter Pearson and the amount of work he's been doing here this evening has been absolutely incredible. A lot of details that don't get noticed, and his combinations with Valor Vicenti and obviously Michel Cicadas. Gameras on the far side, just tucking in as a right back, just off the ball, just doing their roles and the jobs.
Oh, look out. They're one of the VIP tables. Little soccer right at you. Stay as a throw in here for RKC. It will be Barkley. We'll go to retrieve the ball.
And they've got a couple of set pieces up their sleeve. Looks like it went out for a throw in.
Joshua Kidder. Archibald, Ohio. Plays collegiate soccer at Milwaukee. McCamey has to cover a lot of ground. Gamiero is able to win the possession back for the Menace.
McCamey did well there. Just to turn and sprint onto that overhip ball from our near side from Kidder. Gamera did well to recover there as well to win it. It's done awfully well as well in the wide areas. And look at Morgan belting forward here.
Morgan has done a great job of being able to set that initial ball ahead, but an errant ball gets picked off by RKC.
Cicadas playing it to the wrong foot, and it could be dangerous with
Ethan Horde trying to work it back. Nothing called. And for the most part, the officials have let the physical activity play on. Goldthorpe linking it ahead.
Oh, Garcia, he's hungry. He's hungry. You can see that, but what a ball there, Garcia. Look at Goldthorpe coming into the pocket of space and able to turn on the half turn as Garcia is still down. Oh, no, he's not. He's just taking a rest, as you can see. But what a ball here. Played through by Goldthorpe. Leaning back, reaching for it as the goalkeeper, Hallwood, just did enough to prevent any chance of a goal, as we can see a substitution coming in here.
Haruki Yamazaki is in, as well as Cyrus Harmon. Walking off will be Cicadas. And also good to have Cyrus Harmon back in for the Menace as well. Didn't appear in last week's match, but provides a lot of experience and just overall grit off the bench for Des Moines.
And what will happen there is Goldthorpe will drop into a 10 position. He's got his work rate is next to none. He'll graft right up until the 96th minute if needed. And Cyrus Harmon, who's got pace, will add that extra bit of energy. He's gone up front there to partner up with Garcia.
Floriani went behind to be able to deliver that here from the left. A little too crowded for RKC. Barkley. That was well covered there by the Menace as Troutman is able to come up with the ball.
Troutman did well there, just reading that right. I thought he was going to go to ground, just kill a bit of time, but looked at his options to the left-hand side and decided no, it was time to slow it down.
Morgan quickly with pace. Garcia is ahead. Morgan's shot gets stuffed.
Look at that touch from Valor.
Valor, header.
Oh. What a ball there from Valor. The movement as well from Garcia was absolutely pinch perfect. Half a yard of space off the shoulder of the defender there. Reckon has a lot to deal with, especially with Garcia. Garcia just has to put the third one in the back of the net. This is a great shot, but look at this touch to the left-hand side, Valor. Left-footed out-swinging ball, and there's Garcia just peeling off Reckner on the far post. Should have done better with that.
On the move again, the Menace.
Harmon with a strike, right-footed strike.
Member of the Menace is down. Looks like Corey Cupid.
A strong challenge there from Corey Cupid. He was going for the ball, coming through it. He was just taken off the ball.
Well, and Justin, we really shouldn't be surprised that Cyrus Harmon is looking to strike right away. There's another peek at that challenge.
The free kick's gone the way of RKC.
And you see Cupid is able to get up. But going back to Cyrus Harmon, of course, from Liberia. He was on the USL 2 All-League Team of the Year in 2021 when he played for Kalamazoo FC. Terrific goal scorer that you can have at your disposal coming off the bench tonight Your Dean Johnson and the Menace.
Brought in Adam Kay, just came in this week. Apparently he arrived on, I believe, Wednesday. He just walked off the flight and just walked straight into training and was just himself, as the players love him. He's got that personality and character. Just what a head coach needs alongside them, where the head coach, Dean, can focus on other aspects of the game while his first assistant is running the sessions. Matt, who had to leave, he had other commitments, and Ludwig came in as well. He's the goalkeeper coach, as Juan had to leave as well. But is this the new look staff that we're looking at on the far side from the booth here that's going to take the Menace all the way? Adam Kay just offers a different personality and character. He gets in there and just starts barking orders at the players, and he motivates the players. He gets them going. And
well, you need that mixture of different personalities. And so that's really helped the Menace here this year. Yamazaki. That was inside, like right around that 12-yard mark. And now we will have another new player enter. This for RKC Third Coast. When Reckner is leaving the pitch.
Looks like Deng Deng Kerr's moved to center back now as Reckner's left. A tactical change to move some attacking players through the midfield and up front.
Joshua Kidder, RKC. Good ball for Barkley. Oh, and Troutman timed that right on the money.
Troutman did really well there. Well timed coming out for a difficult ball to deal with. What a great ball that was into the penalty area.
Coming in for RKC as you get another very good look at the crowd was Nicholas Diana. Menace back in RKC's half. Garcia looking to win the ball. Back to Sewell. Mayville Morgan. Garcia trying to win the ball back and brought his defender down with him.
Yeah, you could see that Reckner was getting tired with the pace of Garcia and Harmon now, and Elliot Goldthorpe was wearing him down as that man, Ethan Horde, who's been quiet. He's been at bay tonight, is looking to make things happen.
Troutman swallows it up. Boy, Horde with a very unselfish play, just quickly brushed it to Barkley, who was looking for the cross, but Troutman said, not so fast.
But look at that from Horde, just slowing things up, delaying, and as he waits for that overlapping run from Barkley to come in, he just times the pass in there, well weighted. But again, what a save there from Troutman, diving to his right-hand side. There was no yellow jerseys coming across Troutman either. As Voloa
goes off of Kerr.
Andrade has been rather quiet as well tonight. He's been put at bay as Zion.
Trying to slip that one through was Horde once again. Will stay with RKC.
Did you see who was recovering to win that? Peter Pearson again. Well read there by Valor as well, just blocking off the passing lanes. It's really difficult here for RKC. There's too many red and black jerseys blocking the passing lanes. This is where they just need to be patient as well. Drawing players out of position, but the Menace have been really, really steady in defense, and they're holding their lines well. And now they've just got to try and be disciplined and manage this game out.
That was McCamey that was able to come away with the interception. Last off contact by the Menace, so percent a corner kick opportunity here for RKC Third Coast. And it will be Zion Andrade. Trying to get RKC back in this one. Down 2. Kerr. Not quite the execution there from Andrade.
And Kerr on the sprint back to the halfway line, just in case Trotman decides to take a quick one. He's back there reshaped, but what a great delivery into the far post. Looking for Kerr. It was well worked. You can see it's off the training ground, and Kerr just couldn't find the power, and it's really difficult to come back onto a ball than to go onto the ball and head it. You get more power in it. Did well to get up and nod the ball across, but just not enough.
Stays with the Menace. They scored their second goal of the match in the 58th minute by the foot of Elliot Goldthorpe. That was assisted on by Michel Circadis.
That was Cyrus Harmon on the spin turn there, just out of nothing, getting a right foot across that was just parried away by Horwood.
Morgan will throw this in for Des Moines. Looking to get back with Harmon.
Should have played that to Harmon's right foot where he could turn towards goal. The pressure was coming to his left foot. Just missed time pass.
Diego Rocha. Valor keeps it in play. Nearly connected with Harmon, but now looking to get back here is RKC.
Andrade just picking up a position in the wide area here on a touch line, just trying to find space, create space for himself so that he can work his way in onto his left foot.
There you see the boss man right there, Kyle Kraus, making sure that his lads are hydrated.
Leadership from the top all the way through the ranks, you know.
I mean, look at that. He's got the cooler right down there, chilled on ice.
Palmer played yesterday in a friendly. He played against Fiorentina. They tied 1-1 back in Italy. I'm sure Carl Kraus was there for that match and flew in probably today for this match here or the weekend. And does a lot for the Des Moines Menace, as we all know as an owner. He wants it to be the best, and obviously moving forward into Pro Iowa and becoming a professional team. And I think the target's 2025, and everyone's looking forward to it.
Harmon just swings outside, but yeah, the commitment by Kyle Kraus, again, just trickles from the top down, and there's just a love of soccer that foundation was laid by him, and it has just flourished. Again, this team was founded in 1994 as Luka Nedic. Will be coming on to the pitch here as a substitution, and I believe Leroy Nzagusi will also come on for the Des Moines Menace. Goldthorpe will leave.
And I saw Goldthorpe left, and there was another change. Garcia has gone, and Leroy Nzagusi is in for Garcia. We saw it, Nedic is in.
Then Abdu Ragasa is in for RKC. So again, knowing that you can advance to Sunday, try to want to give as much rest as possible because of the short window in between now and 7 p.m. for the next round's matchup. So both coaches utilizing their bench here as we're approaching the 80th minute here at Valley Stadium. Leroy Nzagusi was one of 3 different members of the Menace to tally a goal last week against Peoria City, and how critical it was in that juncture. Ethan Horde trying to answer here for RKC. Still with it. Horde off the side of the post. And that one, I believe, split through.
Ethan Horde off the post first, and the rebound off the post just caught everyone napping again. We talk about the substitutions right after a substitution like the last game, and Ethan Horde, what a strike there from the first one. I believe, and I think it was Calderon with the rebound. We'll get another look on this as the ball came out. Off the post, through all the legs.
And that was Calderon.
Great strike by Calderon, hitting the ball first time off the rebound. And now this is where it gets exciting, and this is where the Menace need to be disciplined. I can see four at the back there currently shaped up.
So just like that, RKC is able to split the lead in half for the Menace. And now, after the set of substitutions were made, how does this new core of Menace players out there respond? Does that inject even more life here for RKC? Oh, Ragasa, who flashes a lot of speed, was open, but was better defended by the Menace. And speaking of speed, Leroy Nzagusi. And they will get a foul on the Menace as Harmon was trying to break away from his defender.
Harmon just clipping the heels there of the defender. I believe it was Kerr, as Nzagusi drove. You see the pace there down the right-hand side, delivered the ball with his right foot. Rocha going in for that challenge. Rather late and over the top.
That's going to be on Ragasa. That one is certainly going to sting, as both were challenging for it there near the midline.
Yeah, as you look at this, but just Ragasa following through on Rocha. Garcia picked up a yellow card as he was being substituted.
Rocha is able to get up on his own power. A good sign there. Took a little bit for him to be able to shake that off. Morgan trying to work it past defender for RKC.
Good pressure there from Morgan down in the corner.
Joshua Kidder, though, doing a very good job of making sure that Morgan couldn't quite build anything around him. And so RKC, third coast, Going in the 79th minute to get their first goal.
And now for the next. Coming up to 7 minutes, the Menace have got to stay disciplined at the back. Ziron Sur who's leading the way. Look at Nsugusi's pace there. As Hallwood did well to come out and clear the lines there. And it's out on the far side for a throw-in. You've got Corey Cupid, who's moved to the right-hand side of Ziron Sur, offers the pace, and then Diego Rocha to the left of Ziron Sur offers pace and recovery as well. Need to be disciplined. And this is the situation I see here is look, Ethan Horde just moves in between the lines, and yeah, we have the three at the back there, but then Nedich is pressing, and so's Pearson. One of the back three who aren't marking anybody need to go in and pick up Ethan Horde just so he can't turn and run at you.
Now trying to work it to the right to find Kidder. Morgan hits it out, but a throw in here for RKC as the pressure is starting to mount here for the Menace, trying to hang on here in regulation. Cyrus Harmon.
Leroy is 1v1 there against Kerr. Look at the pace of both of them here. Leroy comes out on top.
And Zagusi cutting in. Patiently waiting, Nsugusi trying to turn the corner, and he will win a corner.
Well, that was a race that could have been at the Olympics. Usain Bolt would have been proud of that, but both of them racing for that. And Leroy did well there to hold possession, not give the ball away, cut onto his left foot and win a corner. And Kerr, with his defending, managing to block that cross was absolutely brilliant.
Vicente Valor with the left boot swinging out.
Yamazaki cleaning up there.
Otherwise, that could have been a nice run for Ragasa. Cupid, the furthest Menace back. Valor.
So what he was trying to do there was actually trying to bend the ball just to the path there around the back for Harmon, as then Zaguzi was off the opposite shoulder of the other center back.
Harmon making a couple cuts. Valor.
Referee says play on. I'm surprised about that. I thought that could have been a free kick. But look at the movement of Ethan Horde spinning out off the shoulders, and that's a yellow card for Nedit. It was a good foul, actually, if you're going to call it that way, because Horde would spun out off the shoulders and he was gone.
Getting feisty here at the Valley.
As we look at this here again, it's definitely a foul there from Nedit, bringing down Andrade. Andrade was gone, and he was lining up. Ethan Horde would spun out to the left-hand side. And we see another change here. Is that Calderon, I think?
That is Andrade who is exiting. So another change once again for Sean Hughes's RKC club. Menace looking to hang on. Yamazaki. Ethan Horde, and he is going to be called for the foul there. Oh, and a yellow card has been given to Dean Johnson, head coach for the Menace. Just learned there from the public address announcer. So Coach Johnson voicing his displeasure over the calls or lack thereof for his side here in the last few minutes.
In particular, the one on Vicente Valor on the edge of the area. He was blocked. Was it a pass? And could he have gone past him? With all these details at hand as the ball comes across there. Look at the run there by Regassa. Regassa was also impressive in the last game that I saw. They've just got to, this is where the Menace need to be disciplined. You can see the yellow shirts getting forward. You see the movement, the momentum after that goal. They've got to be really disciplined here.
Back and forth between Barkley and Howard. Barkley stays alive for RKC.
Yamazaki did well there. Read it, attacking the ball just outside the penalty area.
Yamazaki has really provided some quality minutes here as a reserve for Des Moines. What an incredible display of athleticism there by Corey Cupid.
For a man that did his groin some games ago, is back already with the acrobats like that. He's doing the splits in the air. He's got to watch the groin here again, but he's putting his body on the line, most definitely committed. He's determined. You can see it. You can see it now around the whole team. They need to be disciplined as we're coming up to the 90th minute mark, Hunter, and with the injury time that's going to be applied by the referee. This is when it needs to be tight. You need to be focused. The players are tired, yes, they're mentally tired as well, but you've got to grind through this, because I'm telling you what, RKC are not done. They're going to keep going down the throats of the Menace.
So an additional 4 minutes will be placed here. Nzegusi battling with Deng Deng Kerr. Nzegusi wins yet another corner for Des Moines.
Nzegusi has done really well there. Kerr putting the ball out for a corner. You can see Nzegusi wants to go. He's got 5 goals so far in the 8 games that he's played, but hasn't started. He's come in towards the latter part of the end of the game with about 20-25 minutes to go. Good decision, looking for Pearson.
Just trying to spread it out as Pearson went right to Hallwood, who quickly boots it forward.
Maybe Hallwood wasn't the choice. This could be dangerous as the ball's bouncing everywhere. But look at the black and white jerseys that are back. Ned is trying to clear his lines. Didn't quite get a hold of it. Should have gone back into the corners. Pearson, just all you got to do is back into the corner for the corner taker just to hold it there. And that should be a foul of Ziron Sewell and a yellow card.
And that is going to go against one of the reserves. That is Mickey Goodman for RKC. First yellow card given out to RKC Third Coast tonight.
As you see this again here, as the ball's played in. Goodman going in to try and win it, but Ziron Sewell just coming through that. He's been absolutely fantastic in this match as Ziron Sewell. He's played really well. Hardly put a foot wrong. Been pleased with his performance tonight. Seems to be getting into himself as well. He had the groin injury, and you know, he's finishing strong and could be peaking at the right time. And I've been impressed with the Menace tonight at home. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, just so many positive contributions spread out. Deng Deng Kerr has to make a quick decision there as Cyrus Harmon applying the pressure.
Harmon just nicking the ball, but it was one again off Harmon. Great press in there. Look at the movement, the pressing. Yamazaki and Nedic has got to be careful going into challenges like that. He came off second there. He's already on a yellow card.
Nedic was trying his best to be able to field that cleanly, but it does allow RKC to be able to set up shop here, and no doubt they're going to put more personnel down towards the Menace's half. So the free kick here for the keeper, Chandler Hallwood.
Body's on the line, yeah, Hunter, body's on the line.
Hallwood. Sewell had the first header. Very tough challenge. That was Morgan. And now here's Harmon sprinting ahead.
And Seguzi has peeled off to the other side. There's the ball in for Seguzi.
And Seguzi!
Oh! Look at Ziran Shaw running up to celebrate with him.
And Seguzi electric.
What a moment. What a moment. 6th goal of the season coming off the bench. And Seguzi, the Kenyan magician. But look at this here from Cyrus Harmon. The pace, gets his head up, sees Seguzi. What a great ball into him. And Seguzi with his right foot. What a great finish, great technique. Over Hallwood, into the back of the net, and off he goes for his celebration. In tradition, with a forward-backward somersault that he loves to do.
6th goal on the season for Leroy and Seguzi, back-to-back matches. And how about that dynamic duo off the bench?
You look at that. You got Cyrus Harmon and you've got Seguzi together. And then you've got Goldthorpe and Garcia. You look at the combinations. If they stay fit and healthy, they're going to just move on through the playoffs. This is absolutely fantastic.
So the goal by Seguzi is the exclamation point to a 3-1 victory for the Des Moines Menace, opening the USL League 2 playoffs. What a night for the Menace in front of a raucous crowd. They will be coming home happy, and those lads are fired up. The Menace improved to 11-2 on the season, while RKC, what a great first season for that club. They finished at 8-4-1. And they really made the Menace work there towards the end, Justin. Just before we do take the break, just your immediate thoughts following what was just a thrilling end, no doubt, for the home team.
Well, the ownership for RKC should be really proud, and Sean Hughes should be proud of his players out there. The goal was to make the playoffs for a first-year team. They've done remarkably well. That's not the last we'll see of them. They will be back. The Menace, incredible tonight, apart from the goal conceded against the run of play. Absolutely incredible all-round roles, responsibilities of individual players. They knew what they were meant to do as far as to get the job done here tonight.
A job well done as the Menace defend Des Moines and defend the Valley. 3-1 final and full time. The Menace are able to oust RKC Third Coast. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have a final recap of what was an exciting finish to a thrilling day of playoff soccer here in Des Moines on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Need orthopedic care today? DMOS Orthopedic Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines are open 6 days a week. No appointment necessary. Our 2 convenient walk-in clinics offer you full access to dedicated orthopedic specialists. Wait times and costs are generally less than an ER visit. Check hours of operation and wait times instantly at DMOS.com. DMOS Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines, helping you get back to living.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a new 2023 F-150 STX Super Cab 4x4 for $399 a month. That's right, $399 a month. With 10% down first payment and all fees due at signing. Save on new 2023 Ford Escape, Edge, and Expedition. Receive 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford, Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
The celebration is just getting underway here on this Friday night. The Des Moines Menace begin the USL 2 League playoffs with a thrilling 3-1 victory over RKC Third Coast. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster back here with you, and what an exciting scene down there, Justin, for the Menace, who were able to tack a goal late from Leroy Nzigusi to essentially put this one to bed. And they will be moving on to face a familiar foe, an old rival in the Thunder Bay Chill on Sunday in the next round. But let's see how it all played out here. And it didn't take long for the Menace to get on the board in the 11th minute with Fernando Garcia, and then picking up a pair of goals in the second half. See just the amount of fans that have made their way out here tonight, just continuing to what seems to be setting records, and they'll be back here on Sunday as we get a glimpse at how the Menace were able to become victorious tonight.
Ball played out wide there from Morgan. What a great ball, pinch perfect from the wide area there. Difficult ball to play in, but there was Garcia. Timing was right to get on the end of it. Absolutely fantastic. As you can see, look at this from Cicada, outside of the right foot, into Goldthorpe. What a finish there from the Yorkshire Terrier. Absolutely fantastic. Here, Peter Pearson putting in that tackle, just playing the ball in to Cicadas. And what a fantastic ball played in. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Pinpoint, and here, the sea of yellow. RKC get a goal back. Look at that rebound, and there was Calderon hitting the ball first time. Great technique into the bottom corner. But here you go again. That man, Cyrus Hartman, partnering in Nzigusi up front, gets his head up, finds Nzigusi, takes one touch, two touch, right foot into the back of the net.
That came in extra time, and you're not going to win a track meet when you have Cyrus Hartman and Leroy Nzigusi. If you're the other team, Nzigusi now with goals in back-to-back matches, and Cyrus Hartman, great to have 17 back out there on the pitch as well. Just a total team effort by the Menace tonight. As you see, the backflip wasn't quite landed, but you know what? We'll take the goal instead for sure. And so now eyes set on Sunday, 7 o'clock will be the kickoff time here at Valley Stadium. Again, go to menacesoccer.com. Make sure to get your tickets there, and make sure to stay updated on the Menace's social platforms. But boy, this Menace squad is going to be going into Sunday with a lot of confidence against a Thunder Bay team that had to overcome 3 unanswered goals. They were up 3-0 there against AFC Ann Arbor, and really had to exert a lot of energy to be able to put that one away. So be interesting to see how it plays out here under the lights on Sunday.
Yes, it will be. And coasting they were in the first half. Thunder Bay, but they let themselves go with a couple of technical errors, and they can't afford to do that on Sunday. It's going to be an absolutely thrilling match. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be full of thrills and spills and you name it, goals. I wouldn't miss it for anything else. 7 o'clock Sunday night. It's best be here. If not, you're watching us on.
That's right. You said it just the way I wanted to right there, and that if you cannot make it out here, this is the hottest ticket here on Sunday. You can find it right here on CISN.TV. So the final score, once again, the Des Moines Menace win in the first round of the USL 2 League playoffs against RKC Third Coast, 3-1. On behalf of our entire hard-working crew, started at 4 o'clock with the first match and delivering all the sights and sounds for you for a fun day here in West Des Moines, led by our producer Justin Wolber. For my broadcast partner Justin Forster, I'm Hunter Phillips signing off from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, and we thank you for watching USL 2 playoff action on the Central Iowa Sports Network.